Lloyd's Comic Book Live Stream Podcast. Welcome, comic book aficionados and nerds alike, to the Panaloids Comic Book Live Stream. Get ready to dive into the colorful world of heroes, villains, and alike, and epic storylines as we discuss everything comic book related. Tonight, the spotlight shines a little bit on some video game news, as well as we unravel the secrets and speculate on the gameplay mechanics of the new Marvel Rivals game. Indulge in all the nerdy goodness that comes with it, so grab your capes, masks, favorite snacks, because it is time for a live stream you don't want to miss, even though Pierre is currently missing it.
He's on the way, okay?
He is on the way.
Can I just say that I don't condone artificial intelligence, but the intro was artificial intelligence.
You used AI. Oh, that now I wish I didn't read it.
It's so unhuman.
Yeah, that was very that was because you usually write the intros and Pierre usually says them, and that wasn't 100% Pierre-esque. So I was curious as to how that came about, but we just figured it out. It was AI.
It is AI.
Don't use AI, people, unless you have to for your job and you're getting paid to, and other people are getting paid because you're using it. Anyways,
Right.
Moving on immediately to the nerdy news. Michael Rosenbaum says they are going to pitch an animated Smallville. The whole cast would voice their characters from the show, and we have a concept of what the show is. Now, does that include the woman who went to jail?
I would think no. I would think it does not. Does not include her.
I do love the fact that Michael Rosenbaum has really owned up to Smallville, like knowing that it's a big part of his legacy, even though he left the show for 4 seasons. Like he pissed off for 4 seasons before
coming came back.
Yeah.
I never actually watched Smallville.
You never watched Smallville? Maria was obsessed with it. And so I've watched the first 2 to 3 seasons, and then I've seen some spattering of episodes here and there. But there were 4 seasons where you only saw the back of Lex Luthor's head. That's how they were getting away with the fact that Michael Rosenbaum wasn't involved anymore. But then he eventually did come back. So I do find it funny that the guy who left is now leading the charge in terms of this Smallville animated show. And he's even got a podcast now with Tom Welling, Talkingville. And so if you listen to us, you probably have seen snippets or listened to Talkingville, which is a fun, wonderful podcast, especially if you haven't seen Smallville. It's a good opportunity to get into Smallville, watch along with those guys, and get a lot of insight into what's going on. So Kyle may have a lot of time on his hands soon, so he might be getting into Smallville a little bit.
Maybe.
Comic Talk. Hi guys, how are you doing? We're doing well, sir. Hope you are doing well. Hope you are enjoying that second place trophy, you bastard. More nerdy news. Lord of the Rings is getting its own cozy game similar to Stardew Valley.
I think it was supposed to be cozy, and I think the copy and paste doesn't work quite that well from iPhone.
Is cozy the company, or are you referring to as the gameplay of Stardew Valley being cozy?
Yeah, the game style.
Interesting. So you're just in Middle Earth being cute and shit? Like,
yeah, I don't think it's like farming, but I guess it's more along the lines of like Animal Crossing kind of. You're just building your little hobbit hole, just hanging out. They actually showed like graphics. Like they didn't show any characters or designs, but like they showed.
Interesting.
It's definitely Nintendo Switch level of graphics.
Which I do love that Nintendo owns their shortcomings because they deliver so much on other aspects. Like, yeah, we're not going to give you the best graphics in the world, but we're going to give you some of the best gameplay you'll ever have.
Yeah.
And that really gets driven forward with. Me and my wife are obsessed with Mario Kart. They haven't put out a new Mario Kart in almost 6 years. 6 years, I think.
No, I think it's more.
It might be more, but we're still playing Mario Kart 8. Like we're not. Yeah. We haven't gotten a Mario Kart 9 in so goddamn long, and we play it almost every at least every week, if not almost every other day. So my wife is disgusting at it. Absolutely. If you think I'm competitive when it comes to Mario Kart, she's insane.
Does she use like meta? Like, does she know like which tires are the best?
Yes, yeah, we do. We've gotten into the meta a bit. I go as Waluigi. She's a Yoshi girl. She only strictly uses Yoshi. I'll bounce around, but Waluigi's my go-to usually.
That makes sense. Similar structure,
Yeah,
body type. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Wah! Wah! So, yeah. But yeah, Nintendo will own that shortcoming and give you some of the best gameplay. So if we are getting a Lord of the Rings game, it's going to be a lot of fun, just gameplay wise. Graphics might not be what you're looking for, but if you have a Nintendo Switch, graphics are not the reason you bought the system.
Right.
Pokemon's the reason you bought the system, and you're dealing with everything else.
Right.
So, speaking of which, I bought a ETB of Temporal Forces today. I have a lot of code cards to send you, sir.
All right.
You use those, right?
Yeah. I collect them and do like when you send me like up to 10, when I get 10, what I do is I actually take the phone and zoom in and hold it up to the webcam to scan them. But like it doesn't make sense to do like 1 or 2 at a time. So like I'll do like big batches and then I go and open stuff when I'm working. Like I'll open all the.
Okay. Well, I've got 8 more to send you now. So actually, no, I do have 10. I have 2 more cards in my actual car that I got.
Now they're actually supposed to make a new version of the game, which seems kind of schemy to make money.
Oh yes, and they actually fixed the backing. They fixed the backing of the card. Yeah, I heard about that. So anyways, we can go on a rant for a while about Nintendo. Yeah. Let's get on to more nerdy news. Spider-Man 4 plans to film this fall with Fast and Furious director and Zendaya's return. Of course Zendaya was going to return. We knew Zendaya was going to return.
I thought maybe she wouldn't. I thought we'd get a new Gwen. Or even Silk and have that little...
I want Jean DeWolf. I want Jean DeWolf, personally. Jean DeWolf was a very short-lived Spider-Man girlfriend.
She also get murdered?
Yes, she died. Hardcore, she died. She led to Kraven's Last Hunt. She led to Vermin, who is a character who lives in the sewer system of New York City. Shocking with the name Vermin. And it's one of the best stories of all time. Mike Zeck covers fantastic Spider-Man story, very dark. It was one of Spider-Man's earliest, darkest stories. I think the death of Jean DeWolf is 1982. That's the name of the storyline that leads into Kraven's Last Hunt and Vermin Exposed, I think is the name of the other storyline. But yeah, the shocker, if you go back and read Jean DeWolf, she's not around anymore because she's dead. So
for now, they'll bring her back. Don't you worry.
She's one of those characters where like Uncle Ben-esque, like they'll never bring Uncle Ben back.
For real.
Air quote. And they've done it. Yeah. I don't know if we've ever gotten any sort of Jean DeWolf. I think we've gotten an Ultimate Jean DeWolf once, but I'm not 100% sure. Yeah. That's a good question. What's a character that has died off that has never come back? I would love our audience to tell us in the comments on any platform.
Community question?
Yeah, we can make that a community question. What is a comic book character who has died and never come back? And see if we can get a nice compiled list of comic book characters.
Not that many, if I had to guess.
No, probably not. But if you expand it to Marvel and DC and maybe into the outer reaches of some Image books, and I mean, obviously Walking Dead, there's a lot of characters who have died and never came back. So
right, no, you have to be superhero to really
stick to the superhero genre. But yeah, it's a short list, but it's an impactful list because all those people stay dead for a reason. So that's another good thing about it. More nerdy news, and I went into a live deep dive on this when the news broke last week before our trivia game. CGC has now acquired JSA. For those who are unaware, James Spence Authentication is an authentication company that authenticates autographs. So if you are a Green Label haver of CGC books, you can now get those signatures authenticated. I guessed correctly. The labels will be orange, basically ripping off CBCS instead of yellow. Now I have a Saga #1
Me too.
that is signed by Fiona Staples and Mark Waid. Just saying. They will start accepting submissions for the JSA turnover, or crossover. They will be accepting submissions for the JSA crossover starting in April. So we're only a few weeks away from the flood that is going to be happening with that. How do you feel? Because you are a big yellow label guy.
Yeah.
You almost exclusively have yellow label.
Yeah, if I have a blue label, it's just waiting to be cracked, is how I see it. Yeah, I mean, I like the fact that it's different because there's something to having that witness than to verifying, because obviously the screw up factor is much more, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't want to speak on a company I don't know. I don't know what hoops they go through to really verify things, but a Sharpie signature on a comic book, like, how much can you trust comparing it to another Sharpie signature on another comic book? Like, especially if like the cover is drastically different, and it's just, again, I don't know anything about it, but I wish it was still a yellow label with some kind of little
annotation.
Yeah, or like,
because like they started doing the yellow label with the green header. You've seen those, right?
I'm thinking of with the little purple line up top to show.
Yeah, there's purple lines and there's green lines.
Oh, I know there's a green line.
Yeah.
So the green line would basically say, "Hey, one of the signatures wasn't witnessed."
Yes, yeah, that's exactly what it is. So, the first iteration I've seen of this, was Pierre's coming soon, guys. So those of you who love Pierre more than anyone else, he'll be
just
here.
Wait.
Don't leave.
Just don't leave. Just don't leave.
The first iteration I've seen of this was an Alex Ross cover. That it was signed by Alex Ross, but then it was signed by Stan Lee, verified by witnessed Stan Lee, not witnessed Alex Ross. Which is why they did a yellow with the green banner on top. So yeah, if they did yellow with an orange banner, or just a straight up orange label, if they didn't, we'll see.
I'm cool with that, because like if you get I have a Venom #1 from Remender's run. I have like McFarlane on it, like it's just raw, like just McFarlane on it, and maybe someone else.
How'd you get McFarlane on that? Was that one where you ran into him at the con?
There was that one specifically was, I love telling a story. It was a panel for Snyder and Capullo. It was one of the tiny rooms in New York.
Okay.
Like it was literally like couldn't fit more than 50 people. McFarlane walked in and started to moderate it. So it was, and the fact that Capullo and McFarlane.
This was 2014, right? I think it was 2014. I think I remember hearing this story running into you for the first time.
And it was just one of those moments where everyone in the room got a chance to go and talk to them privately, because it was just that little. It was like the end of the day. It was like 7, 8 o'clock at night. So yeah, so I got it that way, and that book is the black and white. It's like a 1 in 100. Oh, so that's something I would like to get
with the Quesada. The Quesada cover, black and white.
Mm-hmm.
You got to get Quesada on that before you get it encapsulated.
Right. So I would want the yellow banner with the little bit of orange up top. That would be okay.
You witnessed that McFarlane. As an old school creator, as an old school fan, not an old school creator. What am I saying? As an old school fan, having old school creators' autographs authenticated, hi Dakota, is a good, in my opinion. I mean, I have some Will Eisner autographs that I would like to get authenticated. Will Eisner went to 4 cons that CGC was at, and they were all before 2004.
Wow.
So to have a yellow label Eisner is very difficult. I'd be okay with an orange label.
What do you think worth-wise, though? I mean, I've flipped enough in my lifetime to help pay for certain things, so I can build my own collection. What do you think an orange label is going to sell for compared to a yellow? Are we talking like a 20% difference?
I that was exactly what I was going to say. About a 20% lower bar, because I think that yellow still comes with a premium,
Yeah.
because not only do you have CGC saying we were there,
Mhm.
like we were there, we watched this happen, versus yeah, we believe that this is real. Like, and also, what's the price point going to be? We don't know what the price point's going to be.
Right. It can't be
But
cheap.
no, and if it's like a multiple signature book, like I have 31 signatures on this. If I pay $5 a signature to get it verified,
There's no way
and
it's $5 a signature.
no, well, no, but I think it's 25 for the first would be my guess, and then maybe 5 or 10 additional. Let's say it's 10.
Mm.
It's over $300 to verify all the signatures on this book.
But that would see, I think in that case, if someone sees a book with a yellow label, 30 signatures, that instantly that bumps up the value insanely, especially if it holds
Yes,
like a 9.8, 9.6.
because they've cracked it so many times.
Right.
But also, you've got that, well, who do they know situation?
Oh yeah, of course.
Because I mean, there's I won't use their name right now, but there's someone that we use that has an in that
Oh yeah.
they don't always submit it immediately. They
Mhm.
wait until they get multiple signatures on it, so it doesn't get cracked multiple times.
Right.
So you're having that yellow label. That's
And they're
to
not
put their.
using the bag system. I don't know if you've seen the bag system.
Yes, I've seen the
Yeah.
bag system. I had a good friend, Josh, who got a book signed for me by Jim Lee. He put it in a bag for CGC just in case I wanted it, but I had to
Mhm.
get Scott Williams on it as well, and I don't care for it. Like you're a big yellow label guy.
Mhm.
I'm not a huge yellow label guy. I like having some yellow labels, but I'd rather get the signatures myself. And also, like this signature is fake. Like Alan Smithy is not a real person.
Oh, right.
So what would they do? What would they say? Like how could they verify that? Um,
Yeah.
there's another wonky signature on here that I forgot who it is, but I love the yellow American cheese. Yeah, let's do a yellow American cheese for the label. The guest you guys had leak was last week was awesome and a cool guy. Yeah, I'm pretty awesome. I do admit. No, comic talk. You just posted a video a little while ago talking about Red Hood being the best DC AU. Is that a thing? Is it the AU, the animated universe?
Yeah. I
But
guess that makes sense.
it being the best animated film, and you are 1000% correct. Under the Red Hood is by far the best
Mhm.
animated DC movie, period. And they're not going to beat it because they're regressing. The Long Halloween was so fucking bad. Gotham by Gaslight was not great. So I think their glory days are behind. Not to mention Neil Patrick fucking Harris as Dick. Like you can't get better than NPH's Dick. All right. Collection acquisition. Kyle, did you pick up anything recently or?
No, I've just been buying a lot of candy.
I saw, yeah. The
I tried
algorithm
some of it.
gods got you.
Yeah, I tried some. That's all I did hang some things behind me you could kind of see, but
Oh
nothing
yeah,
new.
the beautiful Frank Cho print, and
Yeah. And it's far away, but yeah,
is that
I got to get some more frames and maybe rearrange them because I realized the frames above are completely unseen.
yeah. Yesterday I picked up the
Mm,
Scarlet Spider Spider-Man Classics Marvel Legend, the
mhm.
revamp of the Spider-Man Classics line. This is not the original Marvel Legend because the hoodie is not soft goods. The hoodie is just
I
plastic.
had that one as a child.
You had the soft goods?
I had so many Marvel Legends as a child, and I don't have one left. I don't know
What did
where.
you were an only child.
I
Okay.
don't know what happened. I have so many toys missing from my childhood. I had the Iron Man with the mask
Oh,
that came off. I had the War
yeah.
Machine. I had Scarlet
So
Spider, Spider-Man, Black Suit.
fun fact about that War Machine. Here we go.
Mm.
Fun fact of the day. Marvel Legends War Machine, if you took the mask off, it was David Cooper, who was the sculptor for Hasbro at the time.
Oh, that's cool.
So he didn't get to do too many black characters, so he thought he could get away with it because it's a black character. He was a black man, and the face would be covered, so it's his face sculpt.
That's cool.
So, but
Like
yeah,
Beast, Gambit.
Your mother sold your childhood home, so we can't like dig.
I really like. There's so many.
Do you think
like,
she threw him away? Lucy.
I don't. You know which one I did end up finding? Deadpool. Which
You had the Marvel Legends Deadpool,
which was missing all of its parts, and I flipped it for like $200 on eBay with intent to buy one that I wanted.
Did you have Dupe as well?
Mm-hmm. Well, no, that was lost, but I remember having
Dupe.
it. Yeah.
I picked up a book today,
Mm.
and I showcased it on the Rivera collection.
I saw.
Yes, it is Miles Morales, Spider-Man number 18, actually number 300, legacy numbering 300. The French Serial Cutters cover features 2 Rivera Spider-Mans. And yes, I triple checked with a jeweler's loop to make sure
Oh my god.
that there wasn't more. So, yeah. I am not well in the head. This segment should just be called Jeremiah's Fun Facts. Well, I like to sprinkle them throughout the show, so people have to tune in for the entire show to make sure that they get completely filled in.
That's the real clickbait right there.
Moving on to trailer talk. 2 big Marvel trailers, video game news dropped. Let's talk about the first one. Marvel 1943, The Rise of Hydra. You sent me this trailer.
Mm-hmm.
And it got blood flowing to a body part that didn't need blood flowing. But it was sexy. You want to tell me how you feel about it?
I'm just afraid it's going to be like the Avengers game.
Like, the problem with the Avengers game was that they tried too hard to line it up with the movies, and they didn't have the rights.
No.
I don't think that will be the case this time, because their T'Challa looks way different than the movie T'Challa. Their Captain America.
Well, it's a different one, technically.
Yeah, it's T'Chaka, right? Yeah, it's T'Chaka.
It's a different Black Panther.
Yeah, so
is that his dad? I don't know how far back technically.
I mean, I think it would be his dad. It might be
his World War II.
Yeah, it might now be his grandfather, but in the original comics, it was his dad.
Okay. Yeah, that was my question, because more time has passed, because we're actually kind of old now. So
yeah, the shifting time scale essentially.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it doesn't look like Chris Evans. It doesn't sound like Chris Evans. I think they're just leaning into its own storyline. And is this Activision as well?
I would think, just because of legal purposes, but I don't actually know.
I wonder if it's going to have any tie-in to Wolverine. If Wolverine's going to cross over at all. Like, we could get either DLC with some Wolverine missions, or we can get like an actual mission in Wolverine that takes place during this time period.
Even if they just cameoed him and it was the same design.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that would be great. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not like overly excited for it, and I'm fearful it'll just be another repetitive kind of weak story game.
Do we have
through it?
Do we have a release date?
If we do, I didn't write it down.
It's an action-adventure video game with players control and assemble 4 characters, so it's in line with the old Ultimate Alliance games, which were fucking dope. And if you want to know why I'm really, really good at Marvel trivia, not only have I read a lot and studied a lot, but I played the original Marvel Ultimate Alliance trivia game that MODOK puts you through like 200 times.
Kind of makes sense.
So its release date is sometime in 2025. It's on the Unreal 5 engine. How are we doing, Josh? I was just talking about you earlier. It is single player. It is not going to be multiplayer. X-Men Legends was better than Ultimate Alliance, you think? X-Men Legends had half the roster.
I didn't play either.
You didn't play X-Men Legends or Ultimate Alliance?
Mm-mm.
Ultimate Alliance 2 was a lot worse than Ultimate Alliance 1 was. Mainly because Ultimate Alliance 2 followed the Civil War storyline way too closely. But it did have the Thunderbolts in it, which was good. Whereas number 1, you could like have so many different people and so many different combinations, and your team interacted so well together. You could have Beta Ray Bill was in the game. I think it was the third time Beta Ray Bill. I mean, first time Beta Ray Bill was ever in a game. I believe it is Activision. So the main protagonists are Steve Rogers, Captain America, Azuru, Black Panther, the Howling Commandos, including Gabriel Jones and Nahala, the leader of the Wakandan spy network.
So Jenny's saying Insomniac has Wolverine till 2025. So would this also be Insomniac? Because if it's Insomniac, my attitude would change, but it's probably not Insomniac because it's probably the same people that have the rights to Avengers.
Hold on, let me see.
Right? Like video game legal deals are different than movies, right?
Yes, I believe they are different.
Right. So they didn't have the rights to the movie, but they have rights to the video game version.
It is Skydance New Media and Marvel Games. Skydance New Media.
I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 10 before it comes out. That's my guess.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
Being able to play as Gabe Jones is going to be fucking dope.
I know who that is.
He's one of the Howling Commandos. He's the Black Howling Commando,
Mm.
and there's a book behind me. I have my very large books here on the bottom shelf, and it's Roy Thomas's biography of Stan Lee, and there's a lot of like inside bullpen notes. And when Gabe Jones first appeared in Nick Fury and the Howling Commandos, Stan Lee slapped a note on the front of it that said that Gabe Jones is one of the colored ones.
Wow.
But it was the 1970s, so like he didn't mean it in a negative way. But,
right. It was 1970s effort to try and be better.
Yes, like they wanted to include a black character. It's cool that post-it note survived as long as it did.
That's crazy.
To have a photo of it. But moving on. Yes, Phantom. Did you guys see the multiplayer Spider-Man game that got canceled? We did, and it's very sad because that game would have been dope, and maybe there is hope for it in the end. We might be getting because everyone is
now.
Well,
so people already have taken the PC version of Spider-Man 2 and made it multiplayer.
Really? Oh, that's awesome.
Glitchy, but to swing next to each other, like they show some gameplay. It's like that's what could have been. I do think it would have been repetitive. Like great idea, but I don't know if it would have actually held up, which is my assumption of why it didn't actually happen. Because it looks like they had a chunk of it done, like enough to like play it.
Enough to at least showcase it and be like, hey, pre-order this so we have money to mess with.
Right.
Speaking of multiplayer games, Marvel Rivals is coming. It is a 6v6 shooter in a way, third-person shooter, Overwatch style. It will be free to play, but they're going to get you on costumes and most likely downloadable characters in the future. There's a lot of characters already announced for the game, one of which I'm not understanding why she's in there, but diversity maybe. So let's go with the people that were definitely confirmed. We're getting a lot of the Guardians. We're getting Rocket. We're getting Star-Lord. We're getting Groot. We're getting Mantis. Moving on, we got Black Panther, Iron Man, Doctor Strange, Scarlet Witch, Namor, Magic, Magneto, Storm. We're getting Penny Parker, which is cool. We're getting Loki. We're getting a very interesting version of the Hulk. Because it is Bruce and the Hulk.
He's popping back and forth. I think that's the what do you call it? Like his gimmick,
his mechanic.
Yeah.
So I think that's weird. Obviously, Spider-Man, Punisher. Why is Luna Snow in this game?
Can you tell me who Luna Snow is?
I can't, Kyle.
Oh, she's new.
I Is she a whole new character?
I mean, that would make sense
Unless
to like.
she's if that's the real name of Snowbird, I'm gonna be so mad at myself. No,
I do,
oh, she is a new South Korean K-pop idol.
okay. I do agree with the idea of them introducing a new character every time something new comes out.
Agents of Atlantis from 2019 was her first appearance. So
Oh,
she's
I wonder
she's
who
old
bought
enough.
that on speculation and sent it for signature.
You did, right?
Mhm.
You still
That
have
was
it?
and it's like the third print variant cover.
Oh, who'd you get on it? Micro CN or Greg Pack?
I think it was yeah, I think it was Greg. I think it was Greg.
It's coming out in May. Wait, we're a month and a half away from this.
Supposedly. I don't know if that's like the beta or what, but
I mean, it's
supposedly.
probably going to be the beta because it seems like a game that can be a lot like Overwatch, where you can play the beta and survive and like
Mhm.
have it be okay. What do you? You're much more of a gamer than I am. What do you think of it?
So I think it's an odd choice to make an Overwatch knockoff at this point. Like Overwatch 1 had such a huge popularity, and then Overwatch 2 was literally a copy and paste and failed miserably.
Yeah,
And I think they lost people on that because they were like, we're getting something new, and they didn't. Like, I think some of the maps were even the same. Like there was like nothing fresh about it. So it's just an odd choice to go with the Overwatch style right now. Like I understand that like battle royales are kind of on their way out, right? Like
Mhm.
Fortnite's still alive, but Fortnite's alive because it's more of a sandbox. It's more of an open world,
When was the last time you heard about PUBG?
right? So even like Warzone still has a big player base, but it's not what it was. Like I don't know what is top right now of game style. I understand that they didn't want to go battle royale. It's a much bigger, crazier style of game that wouldn't have worked with superheroes technically.
Mhm.
I'm curious of why they didn't go any other route, but my guess is money. This is the
Here,
quickest way to make a game.
here's
Is
my
this style.
confusion:
Mm,
is we listed a lot of characters there, and
mhm,
uh, just if you think of like a popular character right now, they're in it. So many, and I've played a little bit of Overwatch. I have friends who are obsessed with Overwatch. So many of these characters, the vast majority of these characters are range characters.
yeah,
There is not many tanks in
mhm,
terms of run up and smash. And the first thing that when I say run up and smash, you're thinking of the Hulk. But like you said, it's Bruce's gimmick is to go back and forth between the
mhm,
two. Like you'll be in gameplay and you can watch him trains from Bruce to Hulk.
yeah,
So he has that range factor. What about Groot? Groot can't do that shit. Like he'll probably be able to throw his arms a lot farther, but I do not know Snow very well, but I believe she has a sword. I believe she
okay.
has a sword.
So Phantom's saying they wanna be Fortnite, and I think that that is kind of true. I think they're taking the Overwatch game, making it their version, but it is third person, which is not Overwatch,
Mhm.
which is more Fortnite, and Fortnite is very heavily range. Like, there's not really the melee weapons aren't, like, the way to win. Like, it's not.
Yeah, but when it comes down to the final, when it gets low and low, melee can help you a lot better than
Yeah,
range does.
it's just Pierre says Hulk has gamma shooting from his fists. Yeah, I did see that. So, it's definitely a shooter. It's definitely third person, probably to gimmick Fortnite, and it's a severe I just it really I believe because this is the simplest game you can make. Because the repetitiveness of it.
Replayability.
Well, no, it's like the online factor. It's like just
Yeah,
jumping on. You could play the same map 100 times because you're with
it's
your
gonna
friends.
unfold 100 different ways. Yeah.
Right. Uh, so, I mean, I'm gonna try it, especially for free, but it's not what I would have loved to see anything else. Like, I still want an MMO.
Really?
Yeah, like DC Online, like they're still making
Oh my
stuff for that.
really?
But like,
I was a Black Lantern in DC Universe Online.
I don't know if I played long enough to get. rings. I don't. Oh no, I think I had a red ring. So I don't know if the black rings came out yet. I had a red ring, but
Gotcha. That was so
yeah,
long ago.
I feel like if they just like you're gonna steal a theme, right?
Mhm.
Like, why not take a World of Warcraft? Why not take a Fortnite? And like, or do a true MMO where it's so massive and there's 1,000 new characters because they're like made up. Like
I
the
think
same way
one of
you
the issues.
generate, they're just generated.
I think one of the issues with that is like if you generate a character and then someone similar appears in the comics, you're gonna sue, or they're afraid you're gonna sue. But I mean,
Maybe.
they're the mouse now. Like no
Yeah.
lawsuit should ever affect them.
No, yeah. I don't know. I really I thought this was gonna be a cooler announcement, and it's like cool an Overwatch with all the main characters that we've all seen 1,000 times. Like it's just not that exciting.
Yeah. Big rumor is Galactus is going to be in this game.
Yeah.
In what capacity? Because it's 6v6. Is it 6v6 v Galactus? Like,
Probably. There's probably different game modes and whatnot.
so then there's all right. If we're going that way, then Fin Fang Foom will probably be a character later down the line where you're similar to Galactus, where everyone's going to have to team up and fight them. Master Mold, you can only play as mutants.
Mhm.
Yeah. Pay me. I got lots of ideas.
You know what this might really be for? Besides just microtransactions? It might be for toys.
I mean, yeah, it seems like it could be very lucrative for toys because they can do so many different costumes, so many different accessories,
Mhm.
and you can get the dumb toys for the little kids whose parents aren't paying attention to what they're playing, and then you
Mhm.
can get the more advanced toys for us idiots that pay for toys and
Yep.
don't take them out of their package ever
Nothing
because
wrong with that.
there's lots wrong with that. You have a child, sir. You don't have the room. You need to take them out.
As you see in the packages, they have little hooks, and you can hang them on the walls. It's gonna hang
I,
them high so no one can reach them and open them.
I'm waiting for the day that your wife buys your child a toy and your child refuses to take it out of the package because daddy doesn't take their toys out of the
Be a
package.
proud day.
Watched it. X-Men 97. I haven't.
At
I've
all?
only I've at all. At all. I haven't had the time. I've been working too much and I've had a million things on my plate. Gearing up for something. But anywho, yeah.
Mm.
I've heard good things. So
So obviously, I'm not gonna spoil it.
mhm.
Maybe we'll do that next week. But I'll say this: I watched 2 different recaps to prepare for it,
The comic
and
talk, and that didn't help him much. Hope you're still here.
I I think it's really good. I think it has potential to ruin people's opinions in the MCU even further.
Do we have confirmation it's canon right now?
It is not canon, but I do think it's going to make this new expectation because it's not the way they're telling the story. It's not the fact that they're still trying to do a 90s style. It's none of that. It's more so there's more like depth to it. Like there's just a like
When is that a bad thing?
no, it's not, but I think it's going to change people's expectation of Marvel anything. Anything Marvel spits out, they're going to be like, "Cool, Peter Parker loves Mary Jane. He saved her. He worked at a lab and it blew up and there was a bad guy there." Like this is like no, like this character is trying to sleep with this character and this character's got one from the future and their kid's coming back from the future and like there's the X-Men storyline is so much more complex than so many other storylines. And
That's
now
why
it's
I
in
don't read mutants.
but now it's in a TV show format that's picking up the original X-Men animated. It didn't just take like X-Men comics and make it animated. It took the craziest crap that like people having affairs and like really weird situations of like whose kid is this? He's blue, maybe it's her kid. Like just really out there scenarios and they already are doing it still. They're like being faithful to that specifically.
Good.
But now when
Good.
we see like a typical Spider-Man movie of like, here's the hero, he's gonna save the day, we're gonna be like, that's it. Like he doesn't have like a kid with someone he never met before from the future, and they're actually an alien, and like we're gonna be so much spoiled by the complexity of this from a 30-minute cartoon. Like, so
I'm okay
my
with
wife
that.
was completely against watching it. She was like, why would I care? And she likes Invincible. I've got her to watch a few animes, but like she's always like scrolling when it's happening.
Mhm.
So I think she was like cooking or something, and she like was like, wait, pause it. Because she actually, like, just from listening to the first few minutes without watching the recaps, wanted to sit down and watch it. And that is very, very rare.
I might be able to convince the missus.
No,
Now.
it's good. It's good.
I mean, I've seen some TikTok shit. And I do want to acknowledge they did not make Gambit gay. He made us gay. So hi,
That
Pierre.
is true.
Pierre has finally joined us.
That was a weird place to enter.
Your mic is not working.
Yes.
Oh, it's not working at all.
Nope.
You sound like dog doo doo.
Oh,
Let's start with that. Oh, look, Pierre's spoiling the show for you in the background. I'm sure that wasn't on purpose at all. But yeah,
That's Gambit without his shirt. See, I'm gay now.
yeah, no. I didn't know his hair was that long.
Oh yeah,
his-
the Raging Cajun.
It's
He
like
keeps it-
really, yeah. I
Keeps
didn't
it tight
know.
with that. What is that even called? His helmet thing? It's not even a helmet. It's
It's like a half
a
like a-
kerchief.
half mask.
So I thought I was watching the
Mm.
same show as you guys, like watching you guys on this, and then I entered when you mentioned that about Gambit, and now I'm not sure if I was actually watching this at all. I don't know if I was watching a past episode or something. It's definitely a weird place.
I was just saying, there's a lot of people yelling on TikTok like they made Gambit gay. No, Gambit.
But, like,
Gambit
why
He's
are they
always been
saying
flamboyant. His favorite
Yeah.
color was pink.
Yeah.
Stop it.
But is it a crop top? Because crop tops were really big
Yeah,
during
that's what they were.
97.
That's what they were saying. It's
And-
like he's in a crop
and-
top. Good. I'm glad. Like
The-
we get to
the
see
one
that
thing-
beautiful V line.
This is the most accurate show. Like everything that they're pulling is directly from comic books. Like that, all the costumes, him in a little crop top. There's a comic book out there with him that looks just like this.
I'm waiting for
So
the
before you
thruple
go and-
situation.
Yeah, here we go.
Oh, it's coming. It's coming. It's
So
already
there
getting
was
weird.
one, I don't want to spoil, but there was one scene which I cannot remember what character it was, but they were like rattling off powers. And one of the powers, when they were trying to guess the other mutant's powers, was like, "Oh, can you shoot gold balls everywhere?" And I was like, "Was that a gold balls reference?" I had to like replay it a few times. I don't know if it was gold balls or snowballs. Pierre, did you catch this?
It was gold balls.
It was gold balls?
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. Even though technically he wouldn't have been born yet.
Yeah.
balls
No,
were-
they did it.
Yeah, gold balls would have been born like
It was a reference. I don't
2000.
think they're doing that storyline. I already know the storyline that they're going off of, and
We don't
Jenny
even know
actually
yet.
knows
I
it
haven't
even
got to
better.
watch it. So
No, I'm not breaking it down for you, but I do know that it's again directly from the comic books. Jenny knows exactly how it's playing out, and so far every episode it has led closer and closer to that storyline. And yeah, it's good to see that it's actually coming from the comic books, but it also makes you realize how corny the comic books were in the 90s a little bit.
Well,
So
yeah, that checks. That's valid.
sorry. Hate to say it, but it is what it is. It is what it is.
I mean,
Comic
Pierre,
Talk.
you can take over hosting now.
Yeah. No, it's fine. Comic Talk. Did you guys watch Invincible? Yes, I watched it. I don't know about either one of my co-hosts here.
I didn't watch
but I did
today's.
watch it.
I did not watch this season so far.
Okay. If you didn't watch today's, that's fine. But the season so far has kicked off. Well, it's the same season, right? This is like a mid-season.
Oh yeah,
finale.
it's the second half.
Yeah. So the
Mhm.
second half, boom, immediately just like kicks you in the face, opens the door, kicks you in the face, and we're back. Invincible's back. It's funny. It's it's everything that you'd want out of Invincible. They're doing a great job with the show. And I'm excited to see this live action and how that kind of coincides with the show, because they said it's going to all come together. So I don't know. Jennifer St. Pierre. Oh my God, Comic Talk. Yes, Invincible was amazing. The fight scene at the end was crazy. Yes, if you haven't watched
Do
it,
her voice
the
like
fight
that.
seasons.
Oh,
What was that?
don't do her voice like that. That is not. Don't.
How does she? All right.
I didn't like it.
Phantom.
It's-
I still need to watch season 2. That was my fiance, by the way, guys. If you don't know, now you know. But yeah, the fight scenes were amazing. Jenny woke me up to show me them because I fell asleep during the little like romantic talk that they had in the room. There was just too much talking and a knockout. By the way, guys, I don't know if you know this, but somehow X-Men 97, the original and this one, puts me to sleep instantly. 5 minutes in, not even, I'm out. Cold.
That's not a good thing.
I love the show. That's the fucked up part, but I don't know what it does to my body, but it just knocks me out immediately. I could be wide awake. I sit down, boom, done, out. And it's definitely something that Jenny's getting pissed off about because she goes to sit down with me and she gets 4 or 5 episodes deeper every time.
I have a lot of pictures of you sleeping though, so I don't know
like
if it's just that show. Just generally, you just fall asleep.
It might be my mutation. Speaking of obscure mutations, I do have a little game show that I prepared for Jeremiah and Kyle, if you want to be involved here.
Sure.
I love how I'm immediately getting called out.
X-Men trivia, I like
Okay.
to call it. And if
That's-
you're ready for it, we can do it now, or we can do it later.
Let's do it now. We've only got a little while left, so let's
right.
make me look bad before the end.
So, for all of you that are watching, I've pulled together a list of the most obscure mutants, most obscure X-Men that Jeremiah and Kyle are going to have to guess. Do they know them? Are they real? Are they not real? That's what we're going to put your minds to the test.
Did you
I've
make
put
them up?
together a mixed bag. A mixed bag. There's some real ones, there's some fake ones.
Okay.
And some of them are just regular people, I think. Anyways, we're gonna go into it. And the first one. So basically, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna tell you what the power is, and you're gonna have to guess the name, if there is a name, if it's real or not. So yeah. Ready, set, go.
Okay.
All right. This mutant's power. He has the power to transform himself into any ice cream flavor.
Yes.
Kyle?
Yes, it's real.
Yes, it's real. There's also a mutant that can shit ice cream too. So
Okay, I'll go with Jeremiah here.
Yeah, his name is Ice Cream, and he appeared only once in 1983.
Mhm.
And that's his power. He can turn himself into any ice cream flavor.
he was a villain. Yep.
That's
I
it.
hope he was murdered.
I think he was
With a power
attacked by
set like that?
children. I
That's
think
fine.
like he was mobbed by children. If I'm remembering the storyline correctly.
All right.
Mm.
Well, that's 1 point for Jeremiah.
Next
so it's
mutant-
whoever answers
0
first?
for Kyle. I don't know. I don't know how this game goes. I just put it together a couple minutes ago.
All right.
This mutant's power is basically he's just ugly, but he's not just ugly. He's got 3 faces of ugliness.
Yes, that's
Is
real.
he real? Is he not real?
It's real.
I don't know of a mutant with 3 faces of ugly. Because Kyle's saying yes, I'll say no.
Mm.
Well, Kyle, you have won. You get 1 point.
Nice.
2 points if you can figure out his name.
Damn. What's those like? There is like toys of that where their faces switch. Like there's
That's
a name.
Manny faces from. You're thinking of Manny faces from Masters of the Universe.
Yeah.
You would know that.
Thank you. Yeah. No, I don't know. I have no idea.
His name is Ugly John. Ugly John,
Jesus
and
Christ.
that's it. That's all he has. He has 3 faces.
There's a mutant I'm really hoping that you wrote down because I'm excited to talk about him if you did write them down, and if you didn't write them down, I'm gonna have to quiz you here.
Okay.
Well, so far we've got 2 real ones, and Kyle and Jeremiah are tied. Just in case you're keeping count. All
So I
right.
have a 50-50 chance of just being right. So I just have to yell yes or no, and I have a 50% chance of
Yeah,
getting a
exactly.
point. Gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
I got this.
This mutant's
Yes.
powers. He has translucent skin, which means he can't become invisible, but he can show you everything inside of him, like his bones, muscles, and
Oh,
organs.
yeah, I know who that is.
Yes, that is a real mutant.
What is his name? He's pink. Damn it! What is his name?
Oh yeah, he was in Avengers Academy. He was
Gloop?
in
Gloopy.
Close. You are close.
Glob.
Yeah, Glob.
Yeah.
Glob.
Kyle, gonna have to give it to Kyle. Glob Herman is his name.
He said Gloop. I said Glob.
No, he said Glob. He corrected.
No,
him.
he
I
said
said- I said
Gloop.
it
the
first.
P down. He brought the P down.
It's Glob.
Glob Herman. Yeah, he's pink, and that's it. You can see what's inside him. That's
You
about
see his
it.
brain. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's doesn't bring much more to the table. So next one I have. This one's blue. He's a blue guy, but that's it. That's all he's got.
He
There's
was
nothing more to
born
him.
blue.
Just a blue guy. Just blue. There's no power.
No powers at all.
Is he real? Is
No.
he not real?
He's
gonna say he's-
definitely real. He's real.
He's real. I think he's a child, and I think he's like got pointy ears.
Is he Kid? Is it Kid Apocalypse? Are you referring to Kid Apocalypse?
So his name is Jazz, and his power is only that he's blue. That's it. There's nothing
Oh.
else.
It's not a power.
It's his mutation. He is a mutant. His
So
name
it's
is
his
Jazz.
mutation. It's not his power.
That's all he's got. Glob Herman
How
can
many
just
more?
show you his body inside.
many more of these
What
do
do
you
you want
have?
from me here?
Yeah, really.
How many more of these? Do you have?
Not much more here. So, this mutant's power is he has a long neck.
Long neck. That's long neck.
That's-
That's a real. That's a real mutant.
he's a real mutant, and that's it. He kind of looks like Shaggy, and he has a long neck.
Yep.
But he is a mutant. So again,
Just like
what do you want from me here? These are real mutants that the X-Men hired. Apparently, they're like, yeah,
well,
we need this guy.
he went to Jean Grey's school. He wasn't on a team.
He just what did he end up doing? Just became, like, a
I
plumber?
think he's still in school.
I thought Longneck was a
Yeah,
TikToker.
That makes sense. He was a TikToker. You're not wrong.
weird. It's a weird
let's
guy.
see. Let's see. I got another one here. So let's skip that one. So he's essentially a bird, has hollow bones, lots of feathers, and a beak.
Yes,
Yeah, I can kind of picture him.
I can see him. I forget his name.
His name's Beak.
Beak.
His name's
Yeah. that's
fucking Beak. he's just a really
Next.
like a
Next.
newborn bird. He doesn't do much.
Next.
Doesn't even have
Alright.
wings.
Are you done? Do you have more? Because I got 2 for you.
Yeah, no, I got more. This mine might be on the list here. This superhero, he tags people, which causes them to emit a signal that makes everyone else run away.
Yes, that is a real mutant as well.
What's his name?
Is it? No. Tagger?
The tag? Is it just tag?
Kyle, you got it. It's tag. It's tag. All right. This mutant has compassion and the ability to think for himself. But he's an alien.
Leech?
That's your hint.
Brood.
No.
Oh, Brood. Yeah, the fucking kid Brood.
Oh,
Yeah,
is it
his
Kid
name's
Brood?
Bro. His name's
Bro.
Bro.
Yeah.
Brew. Or just Brew. I don't know. It's 2 O's. I don't know how you pronounce it. Bro or Brew. Let the chat decide. Yeah, I didn't know that one existed.
He was
This
a big
one was
character
too long.
in Wolverine. The next one.
But the description on this one is He can't eat. However, two creatures that can devour anything live in his digestive system. They leave his body, eat, then return to impart the energy they've gained to it.
I
It's
don't know
definitely
this
real.
mutant.
It's got to be real though.
It's real. His name's Maggot.
That's Maggot's power?
Yeah, so
Maggot's been around since the 90s.
That's horrible.
they
I
leave
did
his
not know
body,
that
eat,
was
then
Maggot's
return
power.
all the energy back to his
Can I
body.
just say, Phantom's been getting most of them in the chat because there's a delay and they're popping up like really quick. So that he's getting them quicker than we're even finishing. The
Phantom,
sentence.
we're proud of you. Even though you didn't know who Rocky Johnson and Tony Ellis was, I'm not going to hold it against you anymore.
What was that?
Yeah, I didn't know any of those until reading this list for the record.
All right,
Other
so I
than
got-
gold balls.
I got two
Bubbles.
for you then, Pierre. I got two for you. All right. I'm a list the mutant's power. You need to tell me if it's real or if it's not. And
real.
if it's real, you need to tell me the mutant's name. You ready?
Mhm.
First one. He can blow up, but
Oh.
only once.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't-
that's a real thing. Wait,
Yeah.
no, it's not. Wait, yes,
No.
it is.
It is. I don't know his name though.
Bailey Hopkins. Worst X-Men ever was a miniseries done by Max Bremis, who is the lead singer of the band Say Anything. New album out is Committed. And yeah, he's just a fun character to run around. He can blow up once, and that's it. That's his only mutant power.
And he
There's
is gone.
The next
there's a guy
mutant,
like that in DC that was just used in
Suicide Squad.
Suicide Squad. They
Yeah.
Amanda Waller kidnapped him, put him in the Sorrow copycat, put him inside of him, blew him up, and that was it. She just kidnapped him, threatened his family, and he blew up because he was angry.
What the hell?
Second mutant. No one can remember him.
Oh, damn. He doesn't have a name though.
Yes, he does.
No, like he doesn't have a superhero name.
Spider Boy.
Yes, he does.
He has a superhero name?
Yes, he does.
Spider Boy.
No, so he's
Phantom,
real.
Phantom, do you know it? I'm gonna be so proud when this pops up in the bottom of my screen.
But the thing with him is they basically said that like was a founding X-Men. and no one remembers him.
I think that was a joke. Yeah, there's one
Yeah.
person who does remember him because he makes a mental reminder to remind
Xavier.
himself every 5 minutes. It's Xavier.
Yeah.
His name is Forget Me Not.
Yeah, whatever.
Oh, I've heard of him. Yeah.
Oh, Phantom missed the question because we're all talking over each other. Damn it.
I'm still proud of you, Phantom.
Did a good job. Phantom actually won. Okay. He beat us all. Forget Me Not. He just wrote Forget Me Not.
There you go.
Yeah. Then there, like I said, there is a delay, and it's more than a few minutes. So I think he actually is getting them. Pierre, did you have any others, or can we go
How's that?
into? Because I got a handful of rumors, and I actually read some
Let's do
stuff,
the
and I
rumors.
watched something.
However you want to do it.
All right, let's
Listen,
skip
I
pull or
came in
pass because I want to read more of it, and then I could talk about it better next week.
Okay.
Let's talk about
Okay.
Spider-Verse animated short, The Spider Within. It's very short.
Yeah, you talk about it. You're the only one that watched it.
It's very short. Don't run and watch it, but it's good. It's like a little bit of a horror twist. Basically, Miles is having some anxiety with the overwhelming world that we live in, and I don't know if it's like a dream sequence or what. It's cool. The animation's feels a little more claymation like than the actual movie. You gotta watch to see what I'm saying. It has a different vibe with the animation. Like it's what we know, but something feels off. But it's nice to get a little bit of that because we're obviously not going to get the sequel for a very, very, very long time. So it is on YouTube. Fandom saying it's supposed to come out tonight. It is on YouTube now. Yeah, it's there.
Oh, nice.
So check it out. It's like 7 minutes long. But yeah, I think it was good. I think it was pretty good. And yeah, why don't we just burn through the rumors? Pierre, actually, let me move that one down because that's probably the best conversation piece, and everything else just burn through. I do want to say though, this is really only relevant for a live stream, not for clipping purposes, but the Godfell trade paperback is out today. That is a book that me and Pierre really, really loved. The artist, I call him a friend now. I don't know if he calls me a friend, but I call him a friend. That is the book to buy. I think actually it is going to be better as a trade. I think reading it in one shot really makes the ending like that much grander. But yeah, so if you're looking for something fantasy and new to read, I would go and grab that. I can't recommend it anymore. And Pierre has walked away just as I was finishing. So I guess I will start the rumors, Pierre. Aaron Taylor Johnson is reportedly the next James Bond.
I'm okay with this.
Pierre, are you okay with this?
I love it. I love him as an actor. I don't know if you saw Bullet Train, but
He was good in that. It gives me confidence in this.
so good.
Did anyone see his wife that's like 30 years older than him?
I did see that. I was confused by that one.
Yeah, I don't want to go into it, but
They fell in love on set. Moving on.
The age gap is not the problem. The beginning age dating is the problem.
Yes. And after
Moving on.
watching Quiet on Set, we're gonna move on. Which I did message Drake Bell, hoping that he would just come on to
Why?
talk about comic books.
Oh God.
He
Just
voiced
talk about
Spider-Man.
comic books.
He did.
He-
What show?
He was also in superhero movie.
One of them. I don't
Spectacular Spider-Man.
know. Yeah,
He was also the Dragonfly in the live action.
I agree, Phantom.
So.
Idris Elba was the only Bond, but the world is racist, so we get this other guy who's Craven, and that movie's gonna be bad.
Yeah.
Next, sorry.
Next up, Maestro will make his debut in the MCU very soon in an upcoming project. If I were to guess, it's going to be in something just like a quick glimpse at the future. And that'll be it, at least for now. But
Like a Thanos
depending on
chair
the
moment.
reaction. Yeah, it'll be like someone will go into a future realm where he is, and then they'll be like, "What the fuck? Like, what's going on?" It's like, if you continue down this path, this is what the world will be. It'll be him in his throne with Hawkeye and all these dead. Well, actually, Hawkeye, weirdly enough, is like one of the people that survives.
Mhm.
He's like an old man Hawkeye, but don't understand that somehow he's a survivor. But anyways, yeah, it'll be one of those things, which will be sick as fuck if they do that.
Mhm.
I heard a rumor, Phantom. I heard a rumor that they might drop Secret War and do World War Hulk.
I did see
I
that.
don't think they're dropping Secret War, but I do know that they're going to do World War Hulk, and I think that's going to be more of either a flashback to everything that happened to him before Ragnarok, or it'll be him going back to the planet and then
That's-
becoming the Hulk again.
That's definitely a
both.
topic in itself that we should explore at one point. If they can do a World War Hulk productively after Ragnarok, because it kind of, I don't want to say ruined it, but anyway, moving on.
Marvel to explore 90s animated universe following X-Men 97 success. Listen, X-Men 97 is amazing, but I don't know if I really need Spider-Man again.
The only reason we don't is because we have the other Spider-Man coming out. We don't need two Spider-Man
Yeah.
cartoons side by side.
Too much Spider-Man.
Yeah. So I would say this rumor is probably nonsense. What,
We
maybe
need-
Fantastic Four?
We need freshman year.
Yeah.
Yeah, freshman year.
Yeah. So I would say this rumor is probably nonsense, and they're just, but a Fantastic Four could be cool.
Fantastic Four could be cool. Iron Man.
But it wouldn't be the 90s
cool.
one.
Yeah, I don't know. Let's
Yeah. No.
Let's just see how this show goes. I will say though, maybe actually, because the potential's there. Because you haven't watched episode 3 of X-Men 97 yet, and it
Mm-mm.
gets fucking dark.
I plan to
And-
once you finish the rumors.
The money that they're putting into this animation now,
Oh,
they have like
really?
an unlimited budget. Yeah, their budget's so much higher than it was back then. That was like they had no budget, and they were trying to put together animations that like they
Like the
didn't have
one
money
season
for.
that had really bad animation because something went wrong and they lost, like someone quit or something. I forget what happened.
So there was that. It wasn't. It was done after season 5. It was supposed to be done, or season 4,
Oh,
whatever.
right.
And then
And they
then someone else, another studio, picked it up for one more season.
That was trash.
Yep. Moving on, Pietro Maximoff will reportedly appear in the 3rd season of What If.
Good. Quicksilver's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
I like that.
Quicksilver tattoo.
I like it.
Is that a Quicksilver
Mine's
tattoo?
mine's under here.
It is a Quicksilver tattoo. It's
I have long
Quicksilver's
sleeves on.
lightning bolt in front of Wanda's crown. My
Gotcha.
sister has the same tattoo.
When did you get
just
it done?
flipped. When?
Looks like it's quickly leaving your body. Yeah. When did you have that done?
It's just thin. It was done 2 years ago.
You're thin.
Oh, okay. I think you know what it is? Your thick face tattoos have made that one look so like tiny. Like you have like thick red like tattoos and then that little pen line on you.
I love how the news comes out that red ink is the worst ink you could possibly get, and Jeremiah's like, Daredevil and Spider-Man.
And then Swamp Thing will have red eyes. So
Is that what the news said? Shit.
Yeah, no, red is really bad. All
Yeah,
of
you
it's
don't-
bad.
you don't get
But
color
red's
at
really
all.
bad.
So
Me?
no, Pierre.
Oh no,
I
Pierce
thought you
covered
didn't
mine.
want color.
No,
You didn't
Pierce
like
covered.
color.
My whole arm is colored.
Pierce covered.
Your other arm's not colored. Oh, it is a little bit. Okay.
The only color I have on this one is red. Anyways, this is great. Boyd Holbrook to play Harvey Dent in the Batman Part 2.
Does anyone know who that is?
No
Boyd
idea.
Holbrook?
Put a picture
I know
of
who
him
Harvey Dent
right
is.
here.
Yeah, I'll put a picture because I put that note and I was like, I don't actually know who this actor is. So if no one else does, then I shouldn't have wrote this down. And here we are.
Tom Holland's Peter Parker persona will reportedly start fading away in the MCU to make room for the one and only Miles Morales. You didn't add that in the note, but I already knew that that's what you wanted, Kyle. You don't want Peter Parker around. We get it.
I think
You
they're
want him
doing
dead.
it more in the sense of like they want to make him Avenger status. So like the 2 life thing is not going to work for his future, is my guess. Like they're going to ground him and then they're going to build him back up. And as they build him back up, there's no room for Peter Parker. I think it's just that point. Just like Iron Man is Iron Man. Like it's going to be, it's almost going to be opened to the point of like he doesn't need to wear his mask because he's that level of superhero. And all of his family's kind of getting murdered anyway. So what's the difference?
Yeah. And could leave room for other Spider-Men to appear.
Right. Hopefully not in the Sonyverse.
I don't know. Joker, Folie à Deux, is reportedly a jukebox musical.
Oh,
And
God.
it features at least 15 cover songs, just like Willy Wonka.
Did you watch that? I didn't like it.
Nope.
Didn't like
I
it.
found out recently that from someone at work that they went to watch it and realized it was a musical and turned it off. They're like, "What the fuck is this shit?"
Well, I mean, it's
and
supposed to
that
be
was
to
their
an
reaction.
extent.
I don't need a musical. I don't.
Willy Wonka's supposed to be. Joker is fine as one, but it's weird because the first one wasn't.
Yeah.
That's what's weird to me. Like I like the consistency, you know?
Yeah, I think it's just like a dream world. I think it's like in both of their minds, and they're at the end. They're both in prison. Like I think or the insane asylum, whatever, Arkham Asylum.
Right. Yeah, I think you're completely right.
That's gonna be it. It's singing to each other through their fucking cages.
Cells.
Yeah.
We'll see. More importantly, and the thing you've been waiting for, Fantastic Four plot. Franklin Richards has been secretly cast. Guys, do you know what this means?
Heroes Reborn. You don't know what that means.
Nope.
Nope. He rewrites 6 years of history of the MCU. You
What does that
later
mean?
find out that Franklin's powers have been suppressed by Reed. He gains mutant status once he gains control. That's what the leak is.
And that leak is false. There's no way that that's the storyline.
No,
Probably not real.
you don't think he's. You think they'll ever do it? Because this power suppression is a
No,
thing.
I think that having Franklin, that's a great way to get out of a really tough situation. I mean, they can erase Kang because of Franklin.
Right.
So no, I think we'll get it eventually. I don't think we're getting it for the first movie. There's no way that they're going to try to throw a fucking 100-yard Hail Mary when they finally got the rights back to Fantastic Four. They're going to be throwing 10-yard passes, knowing exactly where they're going every step of the way for the first movie because they want it to be good. They need it to be good. They need to reestablish trust. And by having Franklin Richards in it and having him be the major plot point, no fucking way. Absolutely no way. We still have to do this down to the lowest common denominator, which is the average person that goes to see these movies who don't know who Franklin Richards is, who know who the Fantastic Four is because they've seen 3 other shitty movies. No way.
That brings in a good point, though. Where do the X-Men come in here? Because where have they been?
I mean, they've been with Fox, so Deadpool's bringing them in.
Right, but like, where have they been
Yeah, so
in the MCU?
is it a new thing? Like Inhumans kind of, what's the word for it?
Terragenesis.
Is it that all of a sudden there's mutants everywhere? And now everyone's like, well, the Avengers are gone, so maybe some of these mutants will step up, right? Is it a situation like that? Or is it a portal from another dimension?
Or is it House of M?
But reverse, yeah.
But reverse instead of...
Yeah, I mean, that would still
all the
kind of fall into
mutants.
the lines of... But the problem with that theory is Scarlet Witch is definitely dead. The actress
No, she's not.
seemingly
She's back.
is just like, yeah, they're not talking to me. Like, yeah, I'd love the story to continue. Like, and I don't think it's like the pretending type. Like, she seems genuinely irritated when she's answering these questions.
How naive you are, Kyle. How naive.
I don't think so. I don't think she's coming back.
Every time these actors have lied to us, it's come out that it was false.
Yeah, and then Marvel also puts little hints and Easter eggs and then does nothing with some of them and then has to pretend like it never happened. So, I don't know. I think we're at the point where the surprises aren't going to be very surprising anymore.
So there was a recent thing that came out, and this is going to be my last thing on the X-Men, but that none of the but the Wolverine in the Deadpool movie is not going to be your MCU Wolverine.
Oh yeah, I believe that.
That's Hugh
so all
Jackman's
the
done.
cameos, all the different but just even all the other Wolverines that are rumored, Henry Cavill, whatever,
Daniel Radcliffe,
Harry Potter, Daniel Radcliffe. There's the other kid, I forgot his name, but all these rumors, none of them are going to be your MCU Wolverine. So even Laura Kinney might not even be it. So there could be someone else still coming for your future Wolverine. So I don't know. We'll see what happens.
We had a community question. Jeremiah, if you want to just rattle off some answers to that. I don't know if anyone caught it.
Name some characters who have died in comics who have not returned. Jean DeWolf being the one that we started this conversation with. Uncle Ben really hasn't returned. So you can put Uncle Ben up there. But I don't know a huge list of them. So I'm really curious what people can find. So.
And that's a clip. That's a clip right there. Put in the comments. Get us some views.
That's a clip.
Get us some shit.
There you go. Well, is that everything?
That's everything. You were late to the party, Pierre, because your poop palace got messed up.
I know. What a time. What a time.
That
was my collection acquisition.
Yeah.
New bathroom.
Do you want to hit us with the outro?
Sure. That's a wrap, guys. Tonight's episode of Panel with Comic Book Podcast live stream was brought to you by Bang Energy Drinks. We hope you enjoyed geeking out with us and delving into the vast world of the comic book wonders. Don't forget, I don't write these. Kyle does. And to also
AI does.
Subscribe to stay updated on all of our future live streams and discussions. And hey, if you had a blast tonight, be a hero and leave us a 5-star review on your favorite podcast app.
So bad.
All right, AI does write this. Until
Jesus.
next time, keep embracing your inner nerd, and may the panels be ever in your favor.
What the fuck?
I actually love that line, and we're going to say it every time now. May the panels be in your favor. May the panels be in your favor. The panels? May they be in your favor.